Amazon just recently announced when Prime Day is, July 12th through 13th. For the first time ever, it's also going to be in Poland and Sweden. It's going to be all over different types of Amazon marketplaces, pretty much all of them. Dave, what are you most excited about as a seller?
I mean, sales, of course, but it's funny, I always am frustrated as a seller that we don't get this date much further in advance. We always know ballpark when it's going to be, but then there's always this big mystery. But then the day it's announced, you kind of remember why they do it this way, right? Because it actually gets everybody fired up, and it's all the headlines now. It's like Prime Day, July. It's like, well, we already knew, but now we know for sure. So it's exciting times for both. I mean, obviously as a seller, but as a buyer too. I mean, what better time to find some good deals on some of the things you've had on your wish list for a while.
Oh, there's all sorts of deals. I saw on the press release too, they're already pimping out a few items like the Dre Beats and stuff like that. Like they're not joking around. They really want to get people amped up for this. Amazon's like a master of this kind of thing. And you're right, it's annoying. People ask, when is Prime Day? When is Prime Day? We don't know. Amazon keeps that like they are a poker player right at the last hand, waiting on the river. Just like, what is it? It's going to be an ace. Is it going to be a 7? And then bam, they come out just like that. It's
always an ace when it's Amazon.
It's always an ace, right? And what is like 2 things, 3 things right now, if you're a seller, right? Like, what is it you need to focus on right now as we're about, less than a month away?
I mean, inventory is really important. And, there are obviously some great tools that, FeedbackWhiz provides in that regard for, making sure you're on top of your projections, because if you're new to Prime Day, there's going to be a learning curve there. Like, no matter how well prepared you are, you don't know what you don't know yet. But if this is your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 10th, 15th, 20th Prime Day, you should have an idea of what that spike's going to look like. But I think inventory preparation is very key. You don't want to over prep and pay too much, and you don't want to under prep and not be ready for those sales. And then of course, just, any deals you can make, any, inventory planning, not only from a sending into the warehouse perspective, but also from a, do you have certain SKUs you want to push? Do you have certain things that you want to, maybe some things that have been stagnant, now's the time to push them. Or if you have something hot, now's the time to promote it. You're going to, put a little more into ad spend and stuff, but it's worth it. I mean, outside of 4th quarter, this is it.
This is it. I think another interesting tip, we went to an Amazon event recently in New York earlier this week. One idea that was really cool that I found out about is there's actually a couple brand owners that are going to be doing kind of a reverse, and maybe this is like a well-known secret, an open, well-known secret, but your lowest selling products, right? If you're like stocked up on inventory on that, push those to a lower rate, right? Get those out of there. Don't worry about lowering the prices of like your higher best-selling products. Obviously, if you own a P&L tool like the one FeedbackWhiz owns, shameless plug, you can go in and track and see exactly which ones are your most profitable products by SKU, by ASIN. So that's just one little topic right there. Dave, you also have some excellent ideas that we share on our blog and our great Prime Day guide, which anyone who's watching this, you go ahead, check out our blog. Click the link right below there. You can actually see all the different things you should be set up for. And another thing that I think that you actually kind of pinpointed on, Dave, was really setting yourself up for success and measuring that success, right? A lot of sellers aren't necessarily, like that, hey, we got to do it for Prime Day, but there's a lot of success that comes after Prime Day too, right?
Yeah, it's a great point. And like you mentioned, having a tool like a profit and loss tool that you can easily see those statistics. And the thing is, it's not, when it comes to Prime Day, it's not all about profit. Like you said, sometimes it's pushing that product that's not doing great, or sometimes it's boosting your sales rankings for the future. But I think it's very similar to the 4th quarter in the sense that you prep for it, and when it's over, you feel like the sense of relief, like, oh, it's finally over. But it's not. Like you said, that's where a lot of the hard work comes in those couple months after, and there's gift cards still flowing. So yeah, it's an extensive process. And like you said, FeedbackWhiz's blog has some great information on that I think is useful for both beginners and veterans alike.
Well, check us out next week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We release these every Monday. Check us out throughout the week. You can find us at feedbackwhiz.com. Look at YouTube, FeedbackWhiz, and all across